Sometimes the hardest part of life is realizing that the biggest obstacle between where you are and where you want to be is simply the choice to move forward. It's not luck. It's not perfect timing. It's not even talent. It's you in this very moment, deciding that you are worthy of striving for more. This isn't about waiting for the world to create the perfect conditions for you. The Stoics understood this well. Epictetus taught that we cannot control external events, but we can control how we respond to them. And one of the most powerful responses we can have is choosing to act as if we already belong where we want to be. Doubt is a constant companion. That small voice inside whispers, "You're not ready. You're not good enough." But what if readiness isn't something that arrives with time, but something you create through action? The truth is, you don't become the best by waiting for everything to align. You become the best by showing up, by stepping into your potential, even when you feel uncertain. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers and a Roman emperor, reminded himself daily to focus only on what he could control. He didn't wait for the perfect moment. He acted with virtue regardless of circumstances. And that is the mindset that can transform everything. Understanding that the power is always in your hands right now. Deciding to be the best. The moment you decide to step fully into your potential, your life begins to change. Not because the world suddenly becomes easier, but because you start showing up differently. It's not about waiting for opportunities or hoping things improve. It's about making a decision within yourself, a decision to commit to being the best version of who you are. This idea reflects what the Stoics believed, that our true power lies not in what happens to us, but in how we choose to respond. Epictetus said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This means that choosing to be the best isn't about being perfect or better than others. It's about setting a high standard for yourself and striving for continuous growth. Marcus Aurelius lived by this principle. He didn't seek greatness for praise or recognition. He pursued excellence because it was the right thing to do. He saw every day as an opportunity to improve, not in competition with others, but with himself. And that is what being the best truly means. Not being flawless, but being in constant progress. Choosing to be the best doesn't mean you won't face struggles. The Stoics were clear on this. Life will always be filled with difficulties. But they also believed these difficulties were what shaped us. Every obstacle is an opportunity to grow stronger and wiser. And the more you embrace this, the more your life transforms. You stop waiting for ideal conditions. You act now, with purpose and confidence. And from that choice, everything else begins to shift. Your standards rise, your actions align with your goals, and you step closer to becoming the person you are meant to be. Why acting like the best matters? When I say act as if you are the best, I don't mean pretending to be superior to others. It's not about arrogance or putting yourself above anyone. True confidence isn't loud or boastful. It's quiet, steady, and rooted in discipline and self-respect. Think of a world-class athlete or a master craftsman. They don't walk around bragging about their abilities. Their confidence is built on hard work and self-improvement. They carry themselves with a calm assurance, knowing they have put in the effort to be excellent. That's the mindset we should adopt. Marcus Aurelius led not with pride, but with humility. He saw himself as a student of life, always learning, always refining his actions. Acting like the best doesn't mean pretending to know everything or never making mistakes. It means approaching each situation with the belief that you can handle it, that you have what it takes. And when you believe this, your actions follow. This is not about fooling yourself or others. It's about aligning your thoughts and behaviors with your highest potential. When you act like the best, you stand taller, you make decisions with confidence, and people notice. The Stoics remind us that real confidence doesn't come from external approval. It comes from living in alignment with your values. from knowing you are giving your best effort. There's a key difference between arrogance and true excellence. Arrogance is about elevating yourself above others. Excellence is about lifting yourself to your own highest standard. The Stoics didn't strive for perfection. They aimed for progress. They focused on becoming better each day, no matter how small the improvement. This is how you change your life, not by waiting for permission, but by stepping into your potential right now, by deciding to be the best, not just in results, but in effort and attitude, by understanding that the moment you choose to take yourself seriously is the moment everything starts to shift. So, the real question is, are you ready to act as if you already have what it takes? Because that choice, right now, is the only thing standing between you and the person you are capable of becoming. The idea of always moving forward is central to personal growth, but it often raises questions, especially when we don't feel like we're at the top. Many people might think, but I'm not the best. How can I act like I am? This feeling is entirely natural. We tend to feel discouraged when we believe we're far from our ideal self. The truth, though, is that you don't need to be the best to act as if you are. Acting as if you're the best is not about pretending to be something you're not, nor is it about becoming delusional. It's more about changing the way you view yourself and your potential. This shift in mindset is at the heart of the Stoic philosophy. The Stoics believed we have the power to control our minds and how we react to life's challenges. So, even if you're not the best right now, you can still carry yourself with confidence, discipline, and purpose, qualities that the best people in any field exemplify. When you begin to act as if you are the best, something powerful begins to happen. You start to believe it. And when you believe in your own abilities, you begin to act in ways that align with that belief. This is not about magical thinking or false confidence. It's about a psychological shift that can directly impact your actions. The Stoics understood that our beliefs shape our behaviors. By acting as if you're capable, you increase your ability to succeed. Consider a job interview. If you walk in nervous and unsure of yourself, you're likely to perform poorly. On the other hand, if you walk in with the mindset that you're the best person for the job, carrying yourself with confidence, speaking clearly about your skills, and believing in your worth, that will influence your behavior. Even if you don't get the job, this shift in mindset prepares you for the next opportunity. You've practiced confidence and resilience, which will serve you in the future. When you find yourself thinking, I'm not the best, remember that it's not the point. The point is to act as if you are. This mindset elevates you. It aligns your actions with the person you want to become. The goal is not perfection, but continuous improvement, something the Stoics emphasized. They believe that personal growth is an ongoing process, not a destination. This commitment to improvement is crucial in developing the mindset of mastery. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." No matter how skilled you become, there is always room for growth. The best people in any field, whether it's a top athlete, a successful business person, or a wise philosopher, never stop improving. They remain lifelong learners. This mindset of continuous growth is what it means to act as if you are the best. It's about committing to the process of becoming your best self, regardless of where you stand right now. Acting as if you're the best also requires humility. The Stoics placed a high value on humility, and it's important to note that this mindset doesn't lead to arrogance. Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest Roman emperors and a Stoic philosopher, constantly reminded himself to stay grounded and to keep improving. Despite his position of power, he didn't see his achievements as the final goal, but as a responsibility to strive for personal excellence every day. Adopting this mindset means taking personal responsibility for growth in every aspect of life. In your relationships, for example, you might ask yourself, what would the best version of me do in this situation? How would the best partner, the best friend, or the best parent behave? This isn't about pretending to be perfect. but about striving to show up as your best self in everything you do. In your health, acting as if you're the best means taking care of your body as if you were already in peak condition. What choices would you make for your diet, exercise, and overall well being? The Stoics taught that discipline in the present shapes our future. Acting as if you're the best doesn't mean pretending to be flawless, but committing to a life of discipline, intentional choices, and constant improvement. The concept of acting as if you're the best might feel uncomfortable at first. At first, it could seem like you're just pretending. But here's the truth: what you practice regularly becomes your reality. The Stoics understood this well. Seneca said, "We become what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit. This means that the more you practice a mindset of confidence, discipline, or resilience, the more these qualities become part of who you are. At first, acting as if you're the best may feel unnatural. You might wonder, who am I to carry myself with such confidence? But the beauty of human nature is that we are adaptable. The Stoics believe that our thoughts and actions shape who we become. If you continually act with confidence, your belief in yourself grows stronger. If you make disciplined choices over time, you become more disciplined. It's not about faking it forever. It's about practicing the qualities you want to embody until they become second nature. Think of it like building a muscle. At first, lifting weights may feel difficult, even painful, but the more you practice, the stronger you get. The same principle applies to acting as if you're the best. Each time you practice this mindset, you reinforce it. Over time, it will become less of an act and more of a natural part of who you are. The Stoics were keenly aware of this process. Epictetus often reminded his students that we have control over how we respond to the world. By practicing virtuous actions, we align our inner selves with the kind of person we want to become. For example, if you want to be more confident in social situations, at first, it might feel awkward. You may feel like you're putting on a performance. But the more you practice standing tall, speaking clearly, and engaging with others, the more confident you'll become. Eventually, it won't feel like pretending. It will feel like your new reality. In the end, acting as if you're the best is not about pretending to be something you're not. It's about tapping into the potential that already exists within you and aligning your thoughts, actions, and habits with that potential. You don't have to be perfect, but you can always aim to improve. As the Stoics taught us, growth is a lifelong journey, and every small step you take toward becoming your best self is valuable. So, when you feel doubt creeping in, remember that you don't need to be the best right now to act like you are. Start where you are, practice what you want to become, and over time, you'll notice yourself evolving into the person you aspire to be. The journey may be long, but with each step, you move closer to mastery. Always moving forward, always improving. This is the Stoic path to becoming the best version of yourself. When you start acting as if you're the best, you may begin to notice that you're more comfortable in situations that once felt difficult. Over time, you'll find that practicing healthy choices or managing your finances well becomes second nature. This is because, as you continue to show up and put in the work, the habits you build will become who you are. The Stoics understood this concept deeply. By practicing virtue every day, we create our own transformation. Consistency is the key to success. Not a one-time effort, but a commitment to show up every day, reinforcing the qualities that align with your highest potential. What begins as a practice soon becomes your reality. Acting as if you're the best means working toward becoming the best version of yourself. Your actions shape your character, and your character ultimately shapes your life. The more you practice, the more you improve. Over time, you begin to embody those qualities that once seemed difficult to attain. This journey doesn't require perfection, just consistent effort. The Stoic approach isn't about ignoring your flaws or pretending they don't exist. In fact, it's the opposite. Acting as if you're the best involves having the courage to face your weaknesses directly. The Stoics believed in self-awareness and honest reflection. Marcus Aurelius, in his writings, reminded us that we have control over our minds, not external events. Recognizing where we fall short isn't something to be ashamed of. It's an opportunity for growth. The best people, whether in business, sports, or life in general, aren't the ones who pretend they're flawless. They are the ones who know their weaknesses and work hard to overcome them. They use their shortcomings as motivation to improve. The Stoics taught that life's challenges, including our own weaknesses, are an essential part of personal development. Epictetus often said that mastery is achieved by facing obstacles with resilience. If you ignore your weaknesses, they don't simply disappear. In fact, they can grow stronger and disrupt your life even more. But if you face them head on, acknowledging them and taking steps to improve, you become stronger. For the Stoics, weakness wasn't failure. It was an opportunity to practice virtue, to strive for excellence. Humility plays a big role in this process. Acting as if you're the best doesn't mean you think you're perfect. It means you're committed to constant improvement. You can be confident in your strengths while being fully aware of the areas you need to work on. Seneca, another Stoic philosopher, wrote extensively about learning from every experience, including failures. In fact, he argued that failures often serve as the best teachers. They show us where we need to grow and push us to develop the skills or mindset we might lack. The key is to view weaknesses not as a source of shame, but as part of our development. By facing them with honesty and a desire to improve, we take control of our growth. This process of confronting and improving upon our weaknesses is where true strength lies. The Stoic approach encourages us to view challenges as fuel for growth. Life is full of obstacles, but when we face them with resilience, we strengthen ourselves. Acting as if you're the best isn't about pretending to be perfect. It's about showing that you have the courage to face your weaknesses and learn from them. This mindset will carry you forward in your personal journey toward excellence. As you work toward becoming the best version of yourself, you're not just elevating your own life, you're raising the standard for those around you as well. The Stoics believed in the concept of sympathia, which is the understanding that we are all connected and that our actions impact others. When you strive for excellence, you inspire others to do the same. Your commitment to growth, your discipline, and your confidence become contagious. Whether in your family, your friendships, or your workplace, your actions will influence others to raise their own standards. Think about how it feels to be around someone who has a sense of purpose and clarity. Their energy is uplifting, and their presence shows others what's possible. You don't need to say anything for people to see the impact of your actions. When you lead by example, you naturally encourage others to follow suit. When you act as if you're the best, you become a source of inspiration for those who may be struggling with self-doubt or uncertainty. You show them that it's possible to rise above challenges and reach their potential by adopting the right mindset and staying focused on what truly matters. The Stoics weren't concerned with competition in the way we often think about it today. They didn't believe in striving to be the best for the sake of beating others. Instead, they focused on helping others achieve virtue and wisdom. When you set high standards for yourself and strive for excellence, you're not just improving your own life. You're creating an environment where others feel encouraged to rise with you. Your commitment to growth inspires those around you to do the same, creating a ripple effect of positive change. The Stoic way of handling failure is another critical part of this journey. Failure is inevitable, and the Stoics understood this deeply. They didn't see failure as something to be feared, but rather as a natural part of life. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's part of the path to it. When you act as if you're the best, it doesn't mean you believe you'll never fail. It means you approach failure with resilience, knowing that every setback is an opportunity to learn and grow. The Stoics taught us to focus on what we can control. We can't always control the outcome of our efforts, but we can control our responses to challenges. When we face failure, instead of letting it stop us, we use it to fuel our growth. This mindset allows us to keep moving forward, no matter how many times we stumble. Ultimately, acting as if you're the best isn't about pretending to be something you're not. It's about practicing the mindset and behaviors that align with your highest potential. As you continuously put in the work, you'll start to see real growth. The more you practice, the more these qualities will become ingrained in your character. You'll no longer be faking it, you'll be living it. And as you grow, you'll inspire those around you to rise to their own potential, creating a world where excellence is the standard. Through daily practice, consistent effort, and resilience in the face of challenges, you'll see that acting as if you're the best doesn't just make you better, it elevates everyone around you. The Stoic path to mastery is one of continuous improvement, embracing both successes and failures as opportunities to grow. By striving for excellence and living with purpose, you create a life filled with meaning and impact. So, keep practicing, keep showing up, and know that with each step, you are building the life you truly want to live. When you face failure, it's easy to feel discouraged. But in the Stoic mindset, failure is not a personal defeat. It's feedback. Instead of viewing failure as a setback, see it as a lesson. Epictetus, a prominent Stoic philosopher, reminded his students that failure is a natural part of life. It's a tool to help us grow, build resilience, and improve our character. Failure, in this context, isn't something to fear or avoid. It's an opportunity to practice perseverance and adaptability. The most successful people in any field, whether in business, sports, or philosophy, aren't those who avoid failure at all costs. They're the ones who know how to bounce back stronger after each failure. The Stoics taught that our true strength is revealed in how we rise after falling. Failure is part of the journey toward greatness. It is not the end of the road, but a necessary step on the path to improvement. So when you fail, remember that it's not the end. It's just another chapter in your story, one that leads you closer to who you want to become. Acting as if you're the best isn't something you do just once. It's a daily practice. The Stoics believed in consistent, deliberate action. Marcus Aurelius, in his meditations, often reminded himself to approach each day with purpose. One of his most famous lines is, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." This mindset of showing up each day with intention is what leads to progress. By committing to excellence every day, you move closer to becoming the best version of yourself. You don't need to wait until you feel ready to start. The Stoics knew that waiting for the perfect moment is often an excuse for inaction. They taught us to begin where we are with what we have. You don't have to be perfect right away. What you need is consistency. Each day, when you act as if you're the best, you're reinforcing the habits and mindset that will eventually define you. Over time, what started as a conscious effort will become part of who you are. This practice isn't about arrogance or pretending to be something you're not. It's about aligning your actions with your potential and striving for excellence in everything you do, whether in your work, relationships, or personal growth. Acting as if you're the best helps you raise your own standards. It's about living with purpose and focus. As the Stoics taught, we control our actions, and through those actions, we shape our lives. To make this mindset a habit, ask yourself every morning, how would the best version of me approach this day? With that question as your guide, you'll find that each action you take moves you closer to the life you're capable of living. It's a gradual, step-by-step process, but each day is a new opportunity to make progress. Keep practicing and stay grounded in your pursuit of growth and resilience. Every day, you're building the person you want to be.